What is up, Fighter Fluid family? We are your hosts, Giancarlo and Jose Gomez, on the Fighter Fluid. This is the Fighters in My Basement first podcast, and we have a special guest, if you notice, and the special guest is
Pernevlon Sheppard.
Sorry, that was a little cringy, but I think it's the monster voice is good because you're about to be a monster on April 7th, right?
Right, yeah, I'm gonna be a monster for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna show up and show out.
So talk your shit a little bit. What's going on April 7th for the people who might not know?
April 7th, my MMA debut, my first fight. I'll be fighting at 135 pounds. Super excited, get out there and compete again. I haven't competed since 2020, so it's gonna be fun, man. I'm excited to get out there and show what I can do, show what I'm capable of.
When you competed, was that MMA 2020?
No, that was wrestling. I was in my college wrestling career.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna talk about that for sure too. But the question I have is like, how's cutting weight?
Cutting weight for me, so I wrestled since I was 4 years old. So I cut weight even when I was a little kid. So cutting weight to me is not too difficult. It's all a mind thing. It's all mental. As long as you're willing to do it and you have a purpose, you're not just doing something, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like me to make I can make 135 today if I had, you know what I mean? I can make that today. So big just dieting and just working hard, training hard makes it easy. It's when you go into it and I don't want to do this. Like this sucks. Like I'm so tired.
I mean, I look at your Instagram, you're fucking in the gym, in the sauna, 2, 3 a.m. It's like, you can tell when somebody is actually trying and when people are self-sabotaging, and you're definitely actually trying.
It's
and
motivated.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I was talking to Victor Aguirre today when he was walking into the pro class, and I was telling him, I was like, is that a different type of mentality? Like, being a wrestler and cutting weight? Like, how would you compare that to, like, the MMA aspect of cutting weight? Like, you wrestlers just know how to do it better, right?
Yeah, I say so. It's especially college wrestling, high school wrestling, it's a grind. You got to make weight every week, sometimes multiple times a week, sometimes multiple times in the weekend. So for me, I'd say making weight for MMA it's a lot easier, but at the same time, you can cut a lot more weight, in MMA.
Yeah.
Right. So because in wrestling, you have to pass these hydration tests and these fat tests to make sure you're not cutting down too much. But in MMA, and you also don't have to make weight that much. Maybe at most, maybe you fight maybe 4 times a year, so you make weight 4 times. You know what I mean? College wrestling, you're making weight every week, multiple times. You got to keep making weight, and it's tough, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's real tough. It's grueling because it hurts, and honestly, it hurts because you're like, man, I just want to eat and not worry about it. You know what I mean? You just want to enjoy your life a little bit, but it's hard to during that long grind of a season. Then with injuries and stuff happening like that, it gets kind of hard to make weight. But like for MMA right now, like making 135.
What weight did you wrestle at?
In college or high school?
We'll go college, most recent.
College. So my freshman year, I started off at 133, then ended up bumping up to 141.
Okay.
My redshirt sophomore year, I wrestled at 157. So that year I didn't cut weight. Then I went my redshirt junior year 149, and then I finished up at 141 again.
Okay. And going back to dehydration, how much weight in just water do you think you could probably lose? Just water weight.
Just water weight?
Like in a week time, let's just say. Yeah.
So eventually I'm going to fight at 125. So I say I walk around at 150, but I can get up to 155 probably, and I can cut that 30 pounds. Yeah.
That's insane.
That's awesome, dude. I feel like I don't have much of a choice because like when I fight, I want to fight 125, but then like when you go up to 135, you have like bigger guys like yourself who are taller. So it's like a completely different game. So it's like you cutting down to 125. I'm not going to say it's going to be competitively easier, but it's definitely like, I'm sure you know this, sparring a lot at VFS, like being the taller guy does give you some awesome like advantages. Like with the reach and poking your jab, like.
And I totally agree with that too, because at VFS we spar usually 25 to like 45 or whatever. And I say when I usually stand in front of a 25 pounder, I can see they're a little timid. They're almost, they're backing up a little bit.
Yeah.
They worry about my jab. They're trying to find their range, And then say if I'm against a bigger 45 pounder, I'm trying to, I'm trying to continuously fight the same way I fight.
Yeah.
So I try to walk him down, and I find myself out of range. I find myself getting jabbed or kicked in the leg, and I'm like, fuck, how's this dude longer than me? But I forget that, he's a couple weight classes, a little bigger.
Yeah.
And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I'm trying to get to him, but I'm like, or I'll try to keep my range, but I'm like, damn it, I can't hit him. So it's like, it's kind of different. Then I got to switch my game up to the point where I got to try to get inside him or get too close. And then I feel weird being that close. 'Cause I'm like, I'm usually not that close. You know what I mean? So,
oh my gosh. For the podcast, whoever's watching, this man 2 weeks ago on Friday was sparring one of our most physical MMA fighters at the gym. His nickname is Tiro Loco. He's insane. And I saw you sparring him, and then it's like, this was MMA sparring, keep in mind. And for somebody, he's been doing MMA for a long time. And how long have you been training MMA for?
Since October.
Dude, you fucking double leg this guy. And I'm not trying, Tito Loco, I want you on here one day. You're insane. But that just goes to show how well wrestling adapts to MMA. Because you were able to pull that off on a guy who's been in MMA for a while. So it's since October is awesome, dude. Would you say that having that wrestling competitiveness has really improved, having that obviously as a backup has made MMA training easier? What's been the hardest part of MMA training as a wrestler? The jiu-jitsu, the striking, in your opinion?
I say as of now, I'm picking up on the striking pretty well. I'm starting to understand it, my angles and my range, and trying to get my punches a little bit faster. Jiu-jitsu is not too bad. I have a good foundation for the jiu-jitsu. Going for submission is almost a little bit harder, but being submitted, because I'm a wrestler, it's kind of hard to maybe I can kind of posture up and keep good position.
Yeah.
Like I said, with having that wrestling background, to me, especially, wrestling in college, because wrestling in college is tough. It's a lot of tough dudes. Everyone's a state champion. Everyone's all state. Everyone's, really tough. So you're not wrestling anyone weak or anything. You got to go out there and battle every time. So standing in front of someone, like Jose, he's a savage. I like that guy because, we're sparring with people, some people,
Tiro Loco, Jose?
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll ask, light spar or this or that. He doesn't say nothing. He just looks at me, and I'm like, man, this dude about to fight right now. I'm like, he's about to fight me. No doubt about. Because I always look at people because I don't know what they want to do. But me, I'm down for whatever. You want to fight, I'll fight you. You want to light spar, I'll light spar. Work on some technique. But I looked at him, and the way he looked at me, I was like, this dude's about to fight me, and I already knew it. And I knew he's pretty good. I could tell, and I know he's a savage. By the way, he practices tough. You know what I mean? And I've seen people who practice tough, college rap, how people practice the way they compete, so if they compete tough, they practice tough.
Yeah.
And he was coming after me. He was kicking me in the leg hard. And I told myself, and I told Adam this, who also trains at VFS.
Adam Joe.
Yeah.
Shout out.
I told him, he's asked me how I was going to fight. I said, if anything, I was like, I told him I want to stand and bang. I said, but if anything, I was like, I'll just grab the motherfucker. You know what I mean? And that's basically what I did on that Friday. I had to grab him because I was like, he was getting the best of me a little bit, kicking me in the leg, and I'm like, I can't keep letting him kick me in the fucking leg. I gotta do something. Oh my gosh. You know what I mean?
His leg kicks, though, when I first ever started training at VFS, I was sitting in the sparring class, and I was taking an off round, Yeah. And I was just watching Tito Loco with this dude wearing headgear, and all I could think was thank God this motherfucker's wearing headgear right now, because he would rip at the head and just hit the hardest leg kicks I've ever seen.
He kicks hard.
You're so right. The way he trains, it does translate into competition. But then, your type of training style, and I think my type of training style too, where it's more based on feeling the flow of the person you're sparring with, is also super important.
Yes.
Knowing, the technique aspect of it, And speaking of striking, this man, first day back at boxing, how was it?
It was great. There was a lot of good people there. It's definitely, they put me to work out there.
There you go.
He trains over at Gregory's.
Gregory's? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I like that. Just boxing or?
Boxing for now, yeah.
Okay.
I just got back from an injury, from meniscus tear. So
I tore both mine.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Wow.
During wrestling?
Yeah, high school, and tore one again in college. I had a lot of knee injuries because of the way I wrestle. I kind of wrestle a funky style, to scramble a little bit. So I bend my knees up. I got a rubber knee.
We're gonna watch highlights when we have food, but I was looking over them, and even watching you, I don't want to give away too much to your opponent out there watching this. By the way, do you know who he is yet? Did you ask Nick?
I didn't ask. I'm just so happy that it's happening, and I have a guy that I just like.
What the fuck does it matter?
I don't even care. He's gonna have to see me regardless. Like I'm gonna have to, So whoever he is, best of luck to him. But I'm excited to go out there and compete against him. So I'm just happy I have a guy at the end of the day.
Oh yeah, and I was just saying that to say this, like, dude, maybe it was because you tore your knees, but like, and maybe shooting was harder, but your sprawl game is insane.
Yeah,
your reversals are insane, dude. Like,
I got quick reactions. But that's the kind of the way I trained in wrestling. I work on that. Being, I was always, people know me as like an offensive wrestler, but later, like when I got to college, I became more of like a defensive wrestler because, like I said, everyone's really good and everyone has what they go to, their best moves, and everyone's really good. And it meant a lot to me just be able to like just stop them, like just shutting shit down, like just completely just
where did
not
you
letting
go
them
to college for?
Wrestling UW Parkside
Oh.
in Summers, Wisconsin.
In Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Good
Division
competition
2.
out there?
Yeah, very good competition. We had a very good team. We took third in the country one year. We were really good. Yeah.
That's amazing, dude.
How'd you deal with those injuries? Did they play with your head a little bit?
It did, but in the college wrestling, everyone's
Everybody's
everybody's got tape from their hip all the way down to their ankle, and people got the shoulder braces on. Everyone's hurt, so you could sit up there. And I remember my redshirt junior year going into the national tournament. I had a cracked rib, and I broke my big toe.
Oh gosh.
And I'm sitting there. It's the week of nationals, and I'm sitting in my room and I'm crying because I'm like, like, why me? Why? Like, why can't I just have one healthy tournament? Like, I'm like, this is bullshit, And I'm sitting there telling myself, I'm like, I'm going to do, some guys don't even get to make it to the tournament. So I'm like, just go out there and see what happens. But I felt helpless. Like I couldn't breathe. It hurts to like lean this way and go this way. And I'm like, I got to go out there and wrestle the best guys in the country. And I can't breathe. I can't bend like this. I can't. So it
does fuck with your mind.
Big mental. But I took a class in college called sports psych, and man, when I was injured and I couldn't practice, that class helped me tremendously. We did this activity where we worked down basically like your name in a circle, and you had to branch off and write down like who you are, like and like me in my head at that time, like I was just a college wrestler. Like I didn't care what anyone was talking about. I was just all it was. I was just a wrestler. I was just.
That's your passion.
So yeah, I was tough as nails. That's all I was.
Yeah.
But then when I'm sitting there hurt, rib, cast on my foot. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm like shit. So who am I? Am I just?
Wow.
And I'm writing things down. I'm a student. I'm a brother. I'm a son. I'm a friend. I worked lawn care at the school. So like I do lawn care. I'm this and that. And I look down at that paper and I go, I'm not just a college wrestler. I was like, dude, I'm so much. I'm like, and it kind of made me a little like happier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like made me think like, stop being so down on yourself about just, like that's not all you are. Like, and it helped me. It brought like, I don't know, like kind of like a brightness to my
you know
my
what
mental
I have
a
to
little
say
bit.
about that too. That's amazing that you found that, because it's like you have pro MMA fighters who don't find out something like that until way later in their career. You know what I'm saying? Like you hear that all the time, but with dudes who are already like at the end of their career and then they don't know who they are. And it's like so early in your career you found out who you are if you're not a wrestler, and that translates into fighting too. So it's awesome that you have that like insight into yourself. That's incredible actually. But
how do you deal with like first of all, how'd you get into VFS? How'd you get introduced there?
Yeah, like what October you came in. I remember seeing you, and we were like friendly at first, and then I had no idea. Like I knew you were a wrestler, but what brought you in?
So when I first got back, so when I was in college, I was telling all my friends stuff that I wanted to fight after college, or whatever. And so so COVID happens, and everyone gets sent home. So I come back home, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to fight. And then I get a call from Montini Catholic High School saying they needed a head wrestling coach. So I go become the head wrestling coach at Montini Catholic, and this kid on the team, and he's like, oh, on Saturdays we should go up to VFS. They have wrestling practice. And I had never never heard of. I didn't know what that was. So I'm like, he's like, you want to go, coach? And I'm like, sure. And I'm like, oh, like this is like a fight gym. And I see one of the coaches there, Michi. I know him for a long time.
Really?
Yeah, he wrestled at Montini.
So you've been knowing Meech for like longer than
since I was a little kid. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we were in the same wrestling team actually. When we were my first team I started, I was a gladiator. So
shit.
we were on the same team. Yeah.
That blows my mind because like that's actually it's
small
fucking
world.
awesome.
Small world. Yeah.
Wow.
He's up there and I'm looking and I see these guys and like there's UFC fighters and stuff and we're wrestling and just, and I'm like, in my head I'm like, I gotta coach the kids. Like I'm not gonna jump into a fight right now. But I'm like, I really wanted to, and then. Out there finally finished coaching or whatever, and I'm like, this is my time to like dive in. So I hit up Meech and I tell him I really want to fight, really want to do this, whatever, And he's like, go ahead, you can go to all the classes, whatever, and go in there and just had to learn like, because I had already been going like I'd wrestle them and stuff, but I wasn't at pro practice yet, you know what I mean? So I started going to like the just striking class, trying to learn the striking and understand the concepts and. So I realized like how actually hard it is. Cause like I watched UFC fights for a long time. I'm watching it and I'm like, and it looks like I'm like, you just kicked him. So like in my head, I'm like, you just kicked him. Yeah. But like it's a lot more to it than that. The technique behind it. Cause I'm like, I'm in there and I'm trying to throw kicks and I'm like, no, the motherfucker didn't just kick him. I was like, wait a minute, that's not what he did.
There's a lot more behind that kick than what meets the eye for sure, dude. Yeah.
And talking to coach and telling me, go 135 amateur, 125 pro, and once I found out that I'd be able to go pro, I was like, I'm gonna do this shit. Like I like it a lot. And the more and more I started doing it and coming, I just fell more in love with it because I'm like, I love the art behind it. You know what I mean? The technique and just the whole journey to me, the physicality, the tough. Like it just. I don't know. I feel like,
and the look's not bad too. Like saying you're an MMA fighter,
right?
Like,
you know what I mean. And it's funny. Like since I started training, and like you said, I'd be in the gym in the middle of the night. People come to me and like, they're like, "Who are you? Like, what do you do? You look like you fight Muay Thai. Like, you're intimidated." And I'm like, "Thank you, I appreciate it."
That's good. That's a compliment.
Like, you know what I mean. It's a real compliment because I'm like, no, I don't fight Muay Thai. Those dudes are tough as shit. Like to me, those dudes are crazy. I'm like,
my gosh.
You know what I mean? I'm like, if you're just looking at me and I'm here just working out. And you think I do that? I'm like, must look like I do something. I
That's
guess.
good, yeah. But Muay Thai is crazy, dude. Do you watch a lot of Muay Thai clips on like?
Yeah, I like watching One Championship.
It's a fucking awesome division, dude.
Those dudes are fucking crazy.
You know what?
Crazy.
Jacob from our gym, he came from One Champion.
Yeah, he come to me so polite. He's always asking me about wrestling and like,
because he used to wrestle in high school too.
Yeah, he's telling me that, and he told me how he moved to Thailand, and I'm looking at him and shit. And I'm like, dude, what the hell is this dude talking about? And then he's like, he's like, let me get your Instagram so I can message you. I'm like, all right, bet. And then he follows me. I follow him back. I get scrolling on his Instagram. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. You were in One Championship. I'm like, you're a fucking savage.
He is so polite too.
He's the nicest person in the world. And to me, he's so good. Like he's fat. Like he's one of the fastest dudes I've stood in front of. Like with strikes, like, and I could tell that he was in One Championship. Like when you start like fighting him, like he threw a head kick at me, I block it, I return one, and he leans back, and I just see him
fucking matrix.
He matrixed the fuck out of it. He's leaning back, and I'm looking at him, and I see my foot like over his head, and his eyes are just he's looking me dead in the eyes. And I could do nothing but laugh. I was like, bro, what the fuck? And he started laughing, but I'm like, how the fuck did you just do that? Because I'm like,
it's funny that you say that. He started laughing too, and you guys were laughing because his name in Muay Thai, what his coach gave him is Super Joke, because like he'd be out there fighting these pros, and he'd be like laughing, and that like awesome. Imagine this shit. Like imagine. Going out of high school wrestling, knowing already I envy this about him, already knowing what you want to do, and just fucking going to Thailand. Like that is insane to think about.
Especially as a supposed to be senior in high school. Like to me, that's absurd. Like when he told me that, I'm looking at him, I'm like, that's why you're a savage, bro. Like,
oh yeah,
because like
you're willing to make that sacrifice.
Yeah, if someone
you're leaving everything behind.
If he would have hit me up. Say we were best friends, and he's like, bro, I'm about to go to Thailand and train. Like, you coming with? I would have said, hell no.
Yeah.
I'd have told him right to his face, hell no, I'm not going to Thailand with you to fight people, bro. What are you talking
I
about?
was just thinking like
That's what I
about
would have said to him.
that's so fun. I was thinking like if you guys are having like a heart to heart, he's like, dude, come to Thailand with me, please. And you're like, hell no, like fuck that.
No, bro. I told you're on your own, bro. But like, I can see what it did for him. It's like I said, when I practice with him, I can see what it did for him. And we playing like a leg kick game at practice, and I'm trying to kick him. He's just stopping everything. He's moving so quick, and I'm like, fuck, this dude's good, man. And I can tell what that Thailand trip, did for him. Like, it did a lot for him. Like, he's amazing. He's really good. He's really good.
And it even shows more to his abilities because when Coach Mike was out of town, he let him lead his striking classes. So just a quick shout out to Jacob, Super Joke. Follow him on Instagram. He is the nicest savage you'll ever meet, most definitely.
Very nice. You'll love him, but he can't kick you in the head.
He'll fucking kill you. So just moving on a little bit to your coaching, going back to that, like
Montini's a great school, by the way.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah,
some dogs over there.
Yeah, a lot of dogs. Yeah, a lot of dogs.
So for your coaching, that's where you coached at, right?
Yes.
Was that guy that you were obliterating in wrestling on your Instagram story? Did he coach there too, or was he like an old friend?
Oh no, that's so. So I've been helping out a little bit at Triton College.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've known him. He wrestled for the Harvey Twisters back in the day. I was on Team Gomez, so I know who he is, and went up there just to help coach a little bit. And I remember when I was in college, you want to be able to beat your coach. You want to try to try to beat coach. Once you can beat coach, you're pretty good then.
Yeah,
you're pretty tough. And I like him a lot because he just wants to get better, and I could tell he wants to. His name's Cam. He wants to wrestle. Kind of the way I wrestle because I can see him trying it, and he's almost there. He's getting there, and it's just if you wrestle like me, you're not gonna beat me doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not gonna happen. But that's part of the the wrestling grind though. He loves to talk crap to me and wants to beat me, and that's how he's supposed to be.
I'm not like wrestling savvy, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and kind of say wrestling is like a language.
It is a language, and it's like a dog fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's literally like a dog fight because you're really you're trying to go as hard as you can until that other person just gives up. You know what I mean? You wanna feel that person just give up and just be like, I can't. You know what I mean? Almost like that.
That's when you get pinned, though, right?
Yeah, that's when you get pinned almost. Or sometimes you don't get pinned. You just kind of like that. This past weekend, the Kevin Holland and MVP fight, where after the first round, Kevin Holland walks to the corner and he says, "He's just not there." And to me, my heart dropped to my stomach because I'm like, damn. Even as a coach, I wouldn't even know what to say to him because he's swinging and missing. He just can't hit. And he's like, he's not there. He's like, he's literally just not there. And like, it can be the same thing in wrestling to where you're hitting your best attacks. You're trying to get to your shots, trying to get here, trying to stop my take you down. And you're just like, I can't. You're literally like, I can't stop this. I can't score on him. I can't stop him. And it's where you just like, you might not get pinned, but you're like, you're going like, in wrestling, it's called stalling. You just start stalling because you don't want to get embarrassed. You don't want to get pinned. You don't want to get tagged. So you're done wrestling, basically. You're not trying to score. You're not trying to win. You're kind of just out there just trying to
staying alive.
Hoping that time runs out. You just want the time to run out. That's all you want.
That's where I kind of feel like jiu-jitsu is so major because like then you have the belt system and you're going against somebody that is better than you. So then it kind of like removes the ego a little bit where it's like in wrestling, I feel like it's a lot of ego, right?
Wrestling is a lot of ego. And that's one thing I learned out in New Mexico with Dan. He was telling me because I was like, I don't really like to tap. And he's like, that's just your wrestling ego. He's like, you have to tap. Yep. I said, if I have to, I will tap. And then we go to Shark Tank at Gracie Baja. And just, it was like 18 black belts there. So me,
oh my gosh,
I'm just like, I'm literally like, fuck. Because I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, I don't think I could beat those guys. They're fucking black belts. They get called professor and stuff. So I'm looking and I'm like, ego's out the window. I'm just, I'm in there. And to the point where like, we're starting on the feet. And I'm like, these motherfuckers ain't taking me down. You know what I mean? I'm not letting them take me down. I'm like, no way. So I'm on my feet. And then Dan says to me, he's like, start on your back. And I started on my back and I was getting torched. I was like, fuck. You know what I mean? Like, but it's like, I didn't feel bad. Though. I wasn't like, oh, I suck or anything. I'm like, I'm getting better. You know? And they're all telling me like, you're not bad. You're not bad. And I'm like, I'm just trying to learn from you guys. You guys are really, really good. I'm like, and I said to Dan after practice, I go, I think jiu-jitsu might be harder than wrestling. He's like, no, it's not. No, it's not. I go, dude. Because like you said, there's no like pins or anything. Like I'm still trying to figure out, because I don't understand the sport. I don't know the rules or anything.
Yeah.
So like me, and being the wrestler in me, like I'm always thinking there's supposed to be action. So I'm like, I need to be moving. If I'm not moving, I'm like, I need to be moving, need to be moving. So like I'll start to move, and someone they'll tap me, give me the tap, and they're like, you did that. Like you weren't supposed to move, or you weren't supposed to go. And I'm like, so sometimes I should just fucking sit still. And they're like, yep. You know? And I'm like, I'm like, and that's the wrestler in me where I'm like, why am I sitting still? Why are we not doing this? I'm like, I should be trying to choke this motherfucker. Like that's how I'm thinking. And I'm like,
exactly. And then it's like two completely different mindsets, because like in jiu-jitsu, you'll see somebody on their ass scooting towards you, and they can play on there all day. So like going back to the Kevin Holland fight, the commentator, one of them made a really good point. He was like, well, Kevin Holland's been working on takedown defense because that's what he said he needed to work on. But as a black belt in jiu-jitsu, he didn't have any takedown offense. He couldn't initiate that takedown against MVP, which I think ended up being his downfall in the fight.
He needed to take him down.
He needed to take him down, and it's like I've seen a lot of black belts too, and a lot of them have no takedowns but are fucking killer, like with guard on the ground. And then there's a whole other heap of them that know how to take people down, who are, I don't know your opinion on it, but like I'd say like as good as like some college wrestlers.
Yeah. I've definitely seen some dudes, and I'm like, you know, that dude's a savage. I've seen some guys go for some takedowns, and I'm like, no, that dude right there can wrestle. I've seen some guys, like I watched jiu-jitsu. See guys go out there and they shoot their blast doubles, because like you said, a lot of jiu-jitsu guys, they kind of, and I noticed it too, like even when they practice, like say we're doing wrestling days and we were doing wrestling, and the way they kind of stand there, and me, I'm looking at them like, because in my head, me being a wrestler, I'm like, how the hell are you gonna stand there and look at me like that? I'm like, you don't think I can take you down? Like, why are you standing like that? But that's just the jiu-jitsu in them. And like they kind of almost, some of them kind of stand straight up almost, and I'm like, how are you gonna just stand straight up in front of me? Like,
they're like,
I look at them like, bro, you trying to disrespect me? But like, no, it's just kind of that's
their
style.
game.
Yeah.
That's their game.
And like I went with this one guy, you know, in New Mexico. He's black belt and really, really, really good. And I liked him because he was trying to take me down. Like he was trying to shoot shots, but like I could just like stop him with my hands, like, you know, my head, hands defense. I'm just stopping him. And I'm looking, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, this dude would be a killer if he could take me down. I'm like, that would be dangerous. But I'm like, on my feet, I just feel so safe, and I feel like there's nothing he can literally do to me. But once we got on the ground, he starts moving so fast and like trying to get to positions, and I'm like, see, this is where he's good.
You know, that's kind of where it's like going back to your mentality on jiu-jitsu. Where it's like, I think jiu-jitsu might be harder. Think about what that guy feels about wrestling. Like even me, I don't have great wrestling, but I started my MMA journey with jiu-jitsu. And my coach always just made us sit on our ass. We never did any takedown stuff. And now I'm wishing that we did more, because to guys who start off with jiu-jitsu, wrestling is the thing that looks the hardest.
That is true.
So it's like a split mentality.
It's a split mentality. Because in his head, he's probably thinking like, man, I wish I could just take this dude down. And I'm looking at him like, you can't take me down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, it so like I feel, and at the same time, like it was almost to the point to where I almost didn't want to take him down. So I'm like, because I knew I could, but I'm like, if I take him down, I'm like, I'm headed into his world, but I'm like, I shouldn't be afraid to head into his world. So I'm like, I will take him down and just roll and get into these positions with him. You know what I mean?
It's such an art, dude. This whole MMA journey is such an art. Like that's why it's like we're gonna talk more about your New Mexico trip too, because it seems like going there, I feel like it's kind of transformed you in a way, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I say
like
so
meeting
for sure
the people. Like when I saw you out there posting shit, I was like, dude, this guy looks like he's having a fucking blast.
I was having time in my
Just
life, man.
really quick, I don't want to interrupt the flow of the conversation, but G Money Medina, he was in the chat. He said, "Yo, let's go, Coach P."
Yo, what's up, George?
And Ricky Juarez from our high school.
Oh, hell yeah.
He said, "It's Ricky J from school, bro. Keep it up, guys. Thank you so much for everybody watching on the live stream right now. We really appreciate it, and that's why we are live, too, so you guys can get the inside scoop, see what was going on before the podcast, and it's exclusive. So
How many viewers we got there?
I'm going to have to check on my phone real quick. Let's see.
Shout out to Ricky J from school.
Yes,
Fuck
sir.
yeah, dude. Ricky J from school. He is honestly so supportive. I love him.
He's always liking our stories, bro, so we're responding.
Followed
That's
us on
legit.
Twitch.
That's legit when you have, friends like that. That's how some of my friends are from high school, and they see me doing MMA now. They hit me up like, when's your fight? Like, blah, blah, want to come. I'm like, that's awesome. Like I appreciate that support because you never know who's watching you or if
Yeah,
they even know what
exactly.
you're doing. You know what I mean?
So, as of now, we have one viewer, but I think in total we've had like probably over 10,
Oh hell yeah.
That's solid. That's solid.
which is awesome.
Any of your are you the only one from your high school that's pursued fighting?
I believe so, except there's this one kid, when I was in high school, he was a kid. His older brother was on my wrestling team, and he wrestled. And I was watching APFC fights, and I'm looking at this dude, and it said, so the high school I went to was in Glen Ellen, Glenbrook West High School. And I'm looking, it says dude's from Glen Ellen, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, that dude looks familiar. But like, I'm like, no, he wasn't in my class. I'm looking, I'm like, no, he wasn't on my team.
So is your friend
He's my friend's little brother.
And I'm
looking at him, I'm like, that dude looks, but he's all grown up now. So like,
Wow.
he's not the same little kid that like I remember.
Yeah.
He's like tall. I think he's taller than me. His name's Jack. And I'm watching, I'm looking, I'm like, dude, I fucking know that dude. I'm like, how do I know that dude? And then I look, he actually follows me on Instagram, and I look and I go, I thought that was that fucking dude. I'm like, I go, he's a fucking grown man. He's out there fighting people. I'm like, that's
Wow.
amazing work. I didn't know he was doing that. You know what I mean? I think he trains at Santiago Training Center or something like that. And I watched this fight, and I'm like, that's
Santiago
awesome.
Training Center.
Yeah.
Once we get our product in order, because you know how Fighter Fluid, really quick sponsor for our sponsor, also our brand Fighter Fluid. The little thing's gonna pop up on the screen right now. We are a pre-workout nootropic supplement company, so check us out. We're going to be dropping this summer. But on that note, for the Santiago Fighting Gym, we're actually going to go over there and have all of them test out our product when it comes in. So that's going to be really hype.
That'd be legit.
But that's actually a perfect segue into like the question I asked you yesterday to sleep on, because I know you're a sponsored fighter.
Yes.
Under Bad Boys for Life.
Yes.
Correct.
Yep,
Do you want to give us a little bit of insight on like what that is, how it makes you feel, like what does it represent?
To me, what it represents for me, because it can represent many different things for other people, but for me, Bad Boy for Life represents just, no surrender, no retreat, just standing on business, getting things done, not taking the easy route in life, doing the hard things, right? Doing the hard things, right? Like me doing MMA that's doing something hard.
Yeah.
No one's forcing me to do that. I don't have to fight people. I don't have to, like you said, train in the middle of the night and train during the day and spar with these really tough. I don't have to do that. I could say no, I don't want to. But being a bad boy just means like I said, no surrender, no retreat. Just go, putting my head down and just working hard. Just all eyes ahead, looking forward. Just going,
Love that. And I love the merch, too. It looks very sleek, actually.
Right? Yeah, it's good stuff.
Is that it written in Chinese or Japanese? What?
Yes, Japanese. You know what it says?
What does it say?
Fuck what they say.
Shit.
Damn, that's deep.
Yeah,
That's
fuck what they
hard,
say.
dude.
And because, a lot of people, like I say, there's always, no matter if you're doing good or you're doing bad, there's always someone saying something, something negative about you, there's haters and stuff. And you should always remind yourself, just fuck what they say, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what people say about you. You just got to keep going. Whatever makes you happy, you know what I mean? You should keep doing it, right? No matter what people say about you. If it makes you happy, do it, right? Enjoy your life.
That's all that matters. We only have so long on this beautiful planet. But just really quick, we're going to go into a Twitch exclusive segment, which means we're going to stay live, but we're going to go into a little Twitch exclusive segment, which I just came up with off the top of my head because I have to go piss. But we're going to pause the recording, and we're going to keep it going right when I come back. What's going on? We're back on the recording. You guys, we were just you want to tell them what we're talking about, Jose?
Yes, I was just telling how do you want me to call you? Coach Weezy?
You can call me Coach P. Weezy if you want.
All right.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So I was just telling him how
You got to tell them how you got that nickname, too. That was funny.
So yeah, he asked me. I was telling him how this kid. He's asked me he's like, "Oh, your name's so hard, Coach. Like, what do people call you?" I said, "Well, in high school, my friends, someone called me Penny." I'm like, "But I have a bunch of nicknames. You know what I mean?" I'm like, "Because my name's hard to pronounce, so I have a lot of nicknames." I'm like,
People call you P at the gym.
"Yeah." Some people call me P. I was like, "You can call me. You can call me whatever you want." And he's like, "Mr. Sheppard." I go, "No, I'm not that old. Don't call me Mr. Sheppard." And he's like, "I'm gonna call you Coach P. Weezy." I said, "Coach P. Weezy." I said, "I kind of like that." He said, "Okay, I'm gonna go tell everyone." And I started laughing because I'm like, who the hell's everyone? I'm like, who you gonna go tell? You know what I mean?
That's so funny.
I was just telling how, like after high school, a lot of some dogs, really good talent, varsity, undefeated. Sometimes not even undefeated, but after high school, they don't get the chance to go to any scholarships. They just don't get the chance to go up to the next level.
Yeah.
And their talent just kind of goes, in a way, it just kind of goes to waste.
Which is why MMA is such a cool thing.
And that's what I was telling him. I said I have this friend who actually, he was a JV wrestler in high school. And all the other friends, we all went to college and wrestled. And he didn't compete in college and sports. But now he's in Bellator.
Right? Oh, wow.
So, and I was telling him how maybe at the time when we were in college, he probably was wishing like, oh man, I wish I was a college wrestler, or, something like that. I said, but to me, at this point in life, I mean, I think it's cool to be in Bellator than to be a college wrestler. Like, and I told him like nothing against college wrestling. Like I was a college wrestler, you know what I mean? So I still think being a college wrestler is really cool. It's awesome. That's what you want to do, chase your dreams. But I'm like, to me, what he's doing now is a lot better than, being a college wrestler. And I was just telling him how, some guys don't even, compete in college wrestling. Like one of the best wrestlers from my class of high school was Aaron Pico. I think he's top 3 right now in Bellator. He just got a TKO victory a couple weekends ago. He didn't compete in college at all. He tried to, make world teams and Olympic teams, but he didn't wrestle in college. He just kept training MMA, and he's almost about to be the best in the world. So
wow. Shout out.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But anyways, the incentive for any fighters who want to come on here is that we order takeout on Fighter Fluid as a business expense. And I think it's time to order some food right now. Did you come on an empty stomach?
Yeah. I'm on an empty stomach.
Yes,
I've been fasting. Yeah, I've been fasting.
Oh, shit. This is my second iced tea. So I don't know if I can say the name of the brand because I don't want to get copyrighted for the 3rd fucking time.
Right. I was going to ask you, should this be on camera or no?
Yeah, we're fine.
Fine. All right.
They have a problem with it. I don't know. Sue us. We get 50 views of fucking video. I doubt they're going to be like, Fighter Food, this motherfuckers. But let's pull up Uber Eats. Let's see what's available.
Let's see.
And if you're wondering why Jose's paying today, we will be switching off every
picking
Fighters in My Basement podcast.
Anything.
You pick a restaurant, we all get food from there. That's how it works.
I really could do a burrito right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Fuck.
You don't like burritos?
I love burritos.
Oh. I was gonna say I seen Chipotle. I think it was.
Dude, Chipotle.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I thought Wheezy's mic audio was all the way down, but it's not. He just wasn't talking. It's because when it's not Fighters in My Basement.
Minutes, but
45 minutes?
Is that too far?
No.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Worst case scenario, if we don't want the podcast to be that long, we pause the recording and keep streaming. But
true.
I don't know. I feel like this time has went by so fast already.
Yeah, right.
And we want something to eat while we watch the highlights,
True.
But
Get double chicken, bro. That's the only way.
You get chicken?
Double chicken.
I'm a big steak guy.
Oh, steak.
Oh, me too, bro. Dude, that picture you sent me to promote,
Yeah.
sick picture. Was that college?
Yeah, I was college. Yeah, that was coming off injury. Going against that guy he was ranked 5th in the country at the time. And then, like I said, I was coming off injury, so they were saying some people were better than me that I didn't believe were better than me. And I knew I was a pinner. I used to pin a lot of people in college. So I would see some names. Like I look at the rankings and I'll see some names and I'm like, I'm pinning that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was a guy where I knew it'd be a tough match. I knew he'd battle hard, but I knew I could pin him. And he kept looking at me all day at the tournament, just looking at me. And I look at it and I'm like, I tell my team, I'm like, I'm going to fucking pin that dude. You know what I mean? I'm going to pin him. And then we get out there and I pinned him and I flexed on him. And that's where that picture came from.
That is some legendary lore.
Are you a big shit talker during the match, or are you just kind of locked in?
Me, when I was in college, I was a little over aggressive. I used to get on sportsmanlike calls and stuff. I was a little over aggressive. I wouldn't say shit. I mean, Yeah, I mean, yeah. It depends on the match. Cause some dudes, if you get chippy with me, I'll talk a little shit because I'll get mad and I got something to say because I'm like don't don't pull that shit with me because like even like I said, I think I sent you a highlight where it's one dude he got a little chippy and I told him I think I whispered in his ear, I was like, I don't give a fuck about this wrestling shit. I'll beat your ass right now. And he called injury timeout. Like went to go talk to his coach. And I was just pissed because I was like, I would have hit him because I was like, I was like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, don't to me, like, we already gotta touch each other for 7 minutes. So when we go out of bounds, like the whistle blows, bro, stop touching me. Don't extra push, don't shoulder bump me, don't try to stare me down because I'm gonna have to ask you about that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna ask you about it because if you want to get tough, like we can get tough, but I'm like, we're already like doing it. You know what I mean? Like we're already wrestling. So like, how you gonna get like a little extra tough? Just like, score points.
Maybe show it. Yeah, show it in the fucking match instead of trying to front. You know.
Wait, are you up to date with like the current like college wrestlers nowadays, or are you just kind of?
Yeah,
it's hard to keep up with that more than it is like college football. You know.
I know. I follow specific people. I don't watch everyone. I'm not like, oh, I gotta watch this dude. Yeah. No, I watch certain people that I'm fans of from a long time, right? You know, they watched me when I was coming up, so I watched them as they come up and watching them, you know, finish their careers and stuff like that. But I wouldn't say I'm not a wrestling fan. Like, no, I don't. Like, if so ask me, oh, you want to go watch the wrestling? I would tell you, hell no, I don't want to go watch the wrestling. That's the last. You know, like, nope. I'm like, hell no, I'm not trying to go watch no wrestling. No, but if it's like, so one of my favorite wrestlers right now, he was on my team when I was younger. His dad was the owner of the team, Austin Gomez. He just qualified for the Olympics for Team Mexico. He wrestles at the University of Michigan. I love watching him wrestle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if someone asked me like, oh, you're a University of Michigan wrestling fan? No. But do I want to watch Austin Gomez wrestle? Hell yeah. I got to watch him, you know, any day of the week I watch him wrestle. But, you know, I don't want to watch everybody. It's hard for me. It's like, to me, I've been wrestling since I was 4. I've been to so many wrestling tournaments, sat through so many long wrestling tournaments. At this point in my life, I don't want to.
It's just not it's not attractive.
Yeah,
like,
it's not. Yeah, like me, I'd rather go watch some fights. I'd rather watch some people fight. Like,
you're up to date on UFC?
Yeah, I'm up to date in UFC.
All right. After we order this food, we got to talk about these fights because, like, you watched all of them this weekend?
I think I did.
I mean, at least the main card.
Yeah.
I would love to talk about the Kevin Holland and MVP one.
Yeah, we could talk about that for sure. I think last weekend too was a fight that I was upset about. That I think it was flyweight fight, Aguilar versus the other dude. I forget his name, but to me, it was really just like a wrestling match almost. And Aguilar was on bottom the whole time.
Oh wow!
And then they gave him the win, and I was just like, I was trying to figure out like how the points were scored there because like neither one of them fucking hit each other.
Yeah,
like no one hit each other. Like he was on top of Aguilar the whole time, and I wasn't the only one confused. But I was like, to me that was just shocking. I was just like, how do you judge that? Like the guys had a wrestling match, and he basically pinned him the whole time. No one really went for any submissions. Like he got up a few times and he took him back down again, and I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know,
that's weird. I find it just as weird when people just strike too.
Right? Yeah. But so me, and it's funny because like that's almost like I always tell people like that's how I want to fight. I just want to stand and bang. But at the end of the day, I know I probably am gonna wrestle you probably a little bit.
Just engage you.
Yeah, right. Like Justin Gaethje. I love Justin Gaethje because I'm like, bro, he ain't trying to fucking wrestle you. You know what I mean? He's like, I'm about to fight you. Like even like when he had fighting Dustin Poirier, he gets rocked. He doesn't like freak out like, oh, I'm gonna wrestle him. He looked at him and he's like, come on. He's like, it's like knock me out, motherfucker. You know what I mean? And I'm like, and to me, that's just savage. Like
it is.
It's just savage. Because me at the point, like I told you earlier, like I kicked my leg and I was like, fuck, I gotta fucking take this motherfucker down. Right? I want to get to the point where I'm like, nope, I'm about to kick this motherfucker in his fucking leg. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah.
So it's like that to me. That's tough shit,
dude. It's standing and banging is like one of the most brutal things to watch too as a fan. Like that talking about the Gaethje versus Poirier fight. That was insane. I was rooting for Dustin. I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad Dustin won this weekend.
Yeah.
Because I love the personality type of Dustin Poirier. He's so authentic.
Humble.
Very humble. Like I said, Joe Rogan's like, You're the man, Dustin.
Yeah.
I'm just a man. You know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, I dig that, brother. I dig that. I was like, I dig that right there. You know, and just the way he was fighting Dustin too, like he just how the fact his coach telling him stop jumping the guillotine, he's still jumping it. Kind of reminds me of, you know, the way I kind of wrestle too. Like my coach tell me, stop letting guys in on your legs. I'm like in my head, I'm like, hell no. Like I'm gonna let him in, and I'm gonna try, you know, I'm gonna try to do what I do. You know what I mean? Because like it brings more passion into it. When I'm doing what I want to do, I have more passion into it. It's a lot. I work a lot harder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like Dustin's coach tell him stop jumping that guillotine. He's working a little bit extra hard to get that guillotine. You know what I mean? So it's like to me that's just hard and just dogging you because he's not worried about losing because he jumped. He's not like he's jumping the guillotine and then just getting ground and pounded. He's getting back up. He's getting back up battling. He'll jump it again. He's just working. You know, to me it's almost to me like he's not even like fighting almost. He's almost just training out there. He's just trying to see if he gets it. If he doesn't get it, he's gonna keep working. He's not gonna, you know, like to me, I like the way he fights.
Yeah, you could tell that's somebody who really loves what they're doing. If you were to create like a roadmap for yourself, like in this game, like just fighting in general, what would that look like? Like I don't want you to look too far ahead of because you have a fight coming up, but like if you're just to make a roadmap, say like, okay, I'll do like 5 amateur, go pro, like play around in pro, and like, what's your goal for this game, for this career?
So actually, when I was in Mexico, Dan Argueta, one of my best friends, like a big brother to me, he asked me the same question. Basically, he asked me to write down my goals. He's basically like, you know, no small goals, no stupid shit. Like, why are you doing this? You know what I mean? Like, I know you want to make it to the UFC and stuff. Like, so tell me your goals. Write down your goals. And, you know, I basically wrote down I want to be UFC flyweight champion one day, right? I always aim high. Even when I was a little kid in kids wrestling club, I said I want to be an NCAA national champion, right? And I worked towards it. So I'd say that, you know, that's my end goal. But as of right now, I want to start off, you know, just being 1-0, winning on April 7th. But I'm gonna do probably, like you said, 4 or 5 amateur fights, then hop in the pro game and see where I'm at. See, you know, go out there and compete because I love to compete. Go out there and see what happens. So yeah, I don't know exactly what will happen. You know what I mean? But like I said, I want to
Holy
fight.
shit! I'm sorry. This is Chipotle.
Yeah.
Why were you ordering from the one in Waukegan?
Oh shit.
Is that why I said 45 minutes?
Yeah, probably. It'll probably take like 20 minutes. Here, I'll change it.
And
yeah, continue. I'm sorry. I was just like,
good.
what the fuck is going on here?
But yeah, like I said, yep. Like you said, I want to fight 4 times a year. Just see where it takes me. Like I said, you know, my goal, UFC flyweight champion one day. But like I said, starting off 1-0. Like I said, want to fight 4 times a year.
And that's awesome because like that's very active. And the fact that you just started training full on MMA in October, and you're already on your first one, like you're already taking a huge leap towards your goals.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like I said, that's part of being, you know, bad boy too, right? Just diving all the way in, not being scared. Like I said, no surrender, no retreat. You know, no surrender, no retreat. Just straight after it. Not scared.
And that's such a great mentality. 'Cause that almost suits you that does suit you so well because that's almost in line with the wrestling mentality too.
Exactly. Yeah.
No retreating, just pressing forward.
Pressing forward.
I'm sorry, everybody's orders got deleted, so
No, it's all good.
we're just gonna enter these in real quick. And this is not over yet, but is there anybody you want to shout out that you might want to send this to or might be watching? I know you said Dan. He's like an older brother to you.
Yeah, shout out Dan. Shout out Dan Argueta. Shout out to my mom. Hi, Mom. Shout out to one of my favorite athletes. Her name's Kayla Taboski. She's a beast, and I heard she likes bad boys, so and shout out Parkside Wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Did you during high school, college, did you have any like big rivalries with other people that you just kept fighting them again?
Yeah. So there's this dude. So he was a twin. So I forget his first name. His last name is Weimer. He went to Finley. And
Just real quick.
like I said, I wasn't a big shit talker, but I walked around like my shit didn't stink, right? I was always ranked, you know, top 3, top 4 in the country. Everyone knew who I was, and I knew who the other really good guys were too. And I'm wrestling him. And I didn't lose in my school often. wrestling tournament at my school, and wait, how you go to the next thing? Wrestling tournament at my school, and I have Weimer, and I take him down, I let him up, then he pancakes me to my back, so he's up points, and then he's just trying to stall out, and I'm just chasing him down, trying to win, because all my friends there, it's at my school, and trying to win. I'm battling hard, I want to win, and
you had him cheering for you.
Yeah, and he gets, I come all the way back, I'm just down by 1 point, I'm chasing him, I'm dog tired, just trying to get him, like, I'm not even thinking about, like, how tired I am. I'm just like chasing. I don't get
bad
it.
Boys for life at that point.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And my coach asked me after the match. He's like, you're a savage. Like that was dog work. Blah blah. A guy doesn't want to wrestle you again. And he tweeted, because like this school tweeted that he beat me, whatever. And
yeah,
he tweeted something. I forgot exactly what he tweeted. And I quoted his tweet, and I said, "I'm coming for you." And everyone's like, "Damn, I can't believe you tweeted that to him." I was like, I'm not playing. Like I was like, I'm about to get that guy.
Yeah.
And then we end up wrestling again in the dual meet, and I beat his ass pretty good. I beat his ass,
Fuck.
and then we wrestle in the semis of the national
trilogy.
No, the trilogy. Yep, the national qualifier, the super regional tournament. Wrestling the semis, you win that match. You're headed to the national tournament. Me and him, I beat him again. So best 2 out of 3, and then after that point. And that's when I went up to 157. So then I cut back down. So we never wrestled again. But that's one where I was like, and that kid was tough. I think he ended up being a 3-time All-American. Wow. So he was, he was really good. But he's one of my favorite battles. I like battling with that guy right there. I also had one. This is funny. A guy named Bryce Killian. So he went to King University in Tennessee, and one of my teammates and practice partners went to that school before he transferred to mine, and this guy, he was Snapchatting him. We were in the cafeteria, and he's basically like, he's going to beat my ass, this and that. He was 3-time All-American. He was ranked 4th in the country at the time.
Wow.
And I'm like looking at the Snapchat, and I'm like, I can't believe like what he's saying. I'm almost like, it kind of pissed me off because I'm like, why are you talking shit to me, bro? Like, I didn't say nothing to you. Like, to me, I'm not going to start it off. Like, to me, one of my biggest mottos of 2024 is, I ain't said nothing to you. I ain't said nothing bad about you. Right? So I'm looking at him, and he's like saying all this, and I'm like, I'm wondering like why he's saying that. Like I want to know why. Like what makes you feel like you're gonna do that to me? Like who? Like what makes you think that?
Insecurity, probably.
Yeah. And then we get to the tournament, and he's like warming up, and I walk over by him, and I'm just staring at him. Like he doesn't even look at me, and I'm like, see, I'm like, you being a bitch, bro. Like, cause I'm like, you on Snapchat, you're saying this and that to me, like you gonna beat my ass and shit. But I'm standing right here, and I'm looking at you. I'm standing there looking at him like, beat my ass, bro.
Yeah.
Like do what you say you're gonna do. And wrestling in the match, and not gonna lie, it was a really tough match. It came down to the end. Ended up beating him, and he was salty. Ended up winning freshman of the year that year. He was salty. Like I said, I don't start it, but I will finish it. I will finish it. I'll finish it for sure. And like I said, even afterwards, I'm not gonna say nothing bad about you. I'm just gonna look at you and see what you say, because like I said, I didn't start it. I never Snapchatted him, said I was gonna beat his ass or anything like that. So for him to say that, I just wanted him to stand on that. Like me, I'm not mad at shit talk either. I like shit talk. I like shit talk a little bit. You know what I mean? It gets me a little fired up. Gives me a little more reason to go hard. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I like it. So if someone starts talking shit to me, I'll probably start smiling, almost kind of like Super Joker. I'll kind of start laughing a little bit because I'm like, it's just funny because like I like it. It brings it, it makes it a little bit more competitive. A little spice in there. I think I go a little bit harder too because I'm like, I can let you say that and then do it to me. No way.
And imagine like the guy who's talking the shit. It probably makes him want to go harder too, so he doesn't look like a complete bitch after he fucking just talked all that shit.
And I know they're gonna go hard, and that's what I love about it. Because I see him and I'm looking, and I'll start nodding my head at him like, let's do what you said. Like let's do it. Like let's actually do it. Don't come out scared and not don't try to hold back. Nope. Let's push the pace. Let's see who's tougher. Let's see who's better today.
That is like. See, that's one of the big reasons that I wish I stuck with wrestling, but I went the jiu-jitsu route, where it's like you guys, you probably have all these memories of competing, like all these awesome, fond memories of just going out there and giving it your all, which like really is so useful for fighting.
Yep.
Because you've been in that competition scene, you've heard all the shit that's been talked, like. I don't know. I think the only thing that gets really bigger at that point in competition feeling is just the scale of it. the scale is probably the
Scale.
biggest thing.
Yeah.
Because like Johnny was talking about yesterday, on April 7th, you're going to be fighting in front of like Dustin Poirier.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Not
yeah.
to throw any nerves in your direction, but that's going to be awesome, bro.
No, I explain people like people ask me like, do you get nervous? People ask, do you get nervous to wrestle? Like, you can get nervous before you fight. I'm like, sure, yeah. I always get nervous. Like butterflies. Before I step on the mat, like you're wrestling, butterflies, man. Like, even if I'm like, it's a match I'm supposed to like win. Like, I still butterfly because you don't know what's gonna happen.
No, yeah.
Still get butterflies. Like even before I was like super nervous. But right now I'm not as nervous. But I think as I get closer, probably a week up, 2 weeks out, I'm gonna be a little like on edge almost. But like that's me. Like where I'll be up. I'm already up late, but I'll be pacing back and forth. Like, you know, like even when I was in college, like we'd be out on the road for a tournament, have a roommate in the hotel room, and be in the middle of the night, I'm just walking back and forth, walking back. They're like, bro, what are you doing?
Pacing.
I was like, dude, I'm getting ready. Like I got.
You're in your head. You're like, yeah.
So much like, and I'm big on positive self-talk, so I'll stay up all night and just positive self-talk myself, like telling myself I'm the man, like I put the work in, like there's no way he's doing what I was doing, stuff like that. Just talking to myself that way, just trying to get all the doubt out, because you know there's gonna be doubt in your head. There's gonna be doubt. You're gonna, what if this happen? Like even like I'll be driving home from practice, and I'm like, I have a quick thought like where I'm like, damn, like. I might get knocked out. And I'm like, no, you're not. Think different. You know what I mean? I'll talk to myself different because I'm like, how did that thought just come to my head? And I'll just try to overpower it with positive self-talk.
And that's like, that goes to kind of manifestation too. So it's really cool because some people let those thoughts consume them. But you, like going back to the consistency of competing, like you've probably been consumed by those thoughts before, and you've had so much practice to overcome that and know what works. So it's like, dude, I'm so excited for your fight. We're gonna be at the APFC event.
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome.
And it's gonna be awesome, dude. But for what would you say, like who's your favorite training partner over at VFS? Not to stir any drama or anything.
My favorite training partner. Favorite training partner. That's tough. I probably the guy I go with the most. Probably Salive. I think I go with him the most.
Who?
Salive. I think.
Oh yeah, Soliv or.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm saying it right. He's Turkish.
Sorry, man. I we're butchering your name.
Yeah, I'm butchering your name right now. I'm sorry, but that's my guy right there. He's
a good wrestler.
He's a good wrestler. He's getting better too. He's tough. He goes hard, and I kind of like that pace. Like I don't know if he has like a super wrestling background. I think so. Like he didn't wrestle in college, and he told me he's been going like to a few like college opens and stuff like that and competing. But he goes hard. I like his pace. Like he pushes the pace, and he'll go hard till he's done. Till he's where he's like, I'm fucking get. You know what I mean? And that's that college wrestling field to where you just go hard. Doesn't matter who's scoring the points. That you're not thinking about who's winning or losing. Just going hard. Just fighting for positions. Just trying to get better. But me really, besides that, like I don't really have like a favorite. Like I'll go with anyone almost. You know, like it's just. Because to me, I need every look. I need the person who's too big. I need the person who's too small and a little bit too fast. I need the person who's, you know, like I said, I like the long look. I like going guys, you know, my weight, but also like, you know, going bigger guys to feel that. Because, you know, you never know. I might go out there against a guy my weight who might feel like one of those big motherfuckers. You know what I mean? You never really know. So I like getting those different looks. It's like a different look. Like even the first time I went with you, I was like, this motherfucker's moving. I was just looking at you, and I'm like, I just watch you. I was like, this motherfucker moving. Like, I don't think I threw a punch for like 30 seconds. I was just watching you just move. I was just looking at you, you know, like, I don't know, where's this motherfucker going? What's he about to do? You know what I mean? So it's like, and then I was standing in front of someone like Jose where he's not doing all that moving, and I'm like, what the hell is he about to do? You know what I mean? So it's like, that's what's really cool about fighting. You never know, you know, what someone's about to do. You know,
and we have all the different looks at VFS.
Exactly.
We have so much. What's the word I'm looking for? So much variety.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then, like, I love Coach Mike's coaching style, too.
Me too.
And how he talks about willpower at the end of, like, every practice. And how important it is that you use your will, which I'm still trying to learn to impose my will. Because it's a hard feature to learn. Yep. Some say you're born with it, but I think you can really instill that into your personality if you work hard enough, which Coach Mike does a great job at pushing his fighters at VFS.
And I wouldn't say born with it, because I became so much of a better wrestler when I was in college, so much better than I was when I was in high school. And I was really good in high school, but I was so much better in college. It's because I started taking myself to dark places, like at practices and workouts. Like I said, not worried about scoring points or who's thinking like, oh, if I can beat this person. I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about just scoring as hard as I could, every flurry, every goal, just trying to just work harder than I did yesterday, right? Going like, when you're so tired, where you're not like thinking like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm like, just keep going. Just keep pushing this wall back, right? And me taking myself to those dark places helped me just, help me start imposing my will on people, like to where like I be doing like some stuff to people, and I'll be looking at them where I see them and like I almost feel like sorry because I'm like, damn it, I feel bad, I just did that, you know what I mean? But it's like you can't feel that way, right? That's something, right? Where you're probably where you're thinking, where you're like, because you'll feel bad. You do something to someone, you'll probably feel bad. You know what I mean? But you got, like I've seen, you got the technique, you got the kicks, you got all this shit. Like you'll probably feel bad doing that to someone. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But it's like don't even think like that, because they're not. We're all at practice. Like even comes to the point where sometimes like people will hit me and I'll just be looking at them and they're like, sorry, and I'm like, we're up here fighting people. I'm
Dude,
like, how you sorry? You know what I mean? I'm like, sorry about what? Shit. I'm like, I came up here to fight people. You hit me. What you sorry for?
I literally, my first couple months at VFS, I'd hit somebody and I'd be like, dude, I'm sorry. Like, was that too hard? And they're like, what the fuck? Like, like, what do you mean too hard?
You know what I mean?
But yeah, you're right, definitely. But going off of personality traits and that sort of feeling, we're going to play a little mini game. Okay. You all right with that?
Yep, let's do it.
It's called not taken from the Errol Hwani show at all. It is called the name game. So I'm going to say a name of a fighter, maybe a teammate, and you just say the first word that comes to your mind.
So you're going to say the name of a fighter, and I say the first thing that comes to my mind?
Yeah, just like any word.
Okay.
Maybe a couple words, too.
Okay.
All right, so starting off with the co-founder, Jose, over there.
Nice guy. Nice guy.
All right.
Ordering up the Chipotle.
Yeah, thank you, Jose. Okay, now moving on to real fighters, Dustin Poirier.
Gritty. Savage.
There we go. Justin Gaethje.
Relentless.
Ignacio Bahamondes.
Killer.
Technical. That's what I first thought of. Let's see.
Giancarlo.
Groovy.
Woo. That's a good one. Let's see. Juliana Pena.
My stupid ass was about to say pretty. I would say tough.
Tough. Michael Chandler.
I watched a lot of his video. I was about to say, see you at the top. Just tough dude. I like the way he works out.
He's tough dude. Mm-hmm. All right. What about Sean O'Malley?
Sugar.
Conor McGregor.
Comedian.
He's a funny dude.
He's very funny. He makes me laugh. And more like now that I look back at some of the stuff, it makes me laugh even more.
Oh yeah. Like we were talking about yesterday when he had his broken ass leg and he was like screaming from the corner, like he's just like tensed up waiting to say some shit, like
just staring at Dustin, waiting to see what he says so he can just fucking snap. I'm like, I was watching him on the cage. I'm like, why is he so mad? Like, what's he? And he just fucking just starts snapping. I was like, dude, I fucking love that. I love that.
That is funny. You almost think like, and just going away from the mini game for a little bit, you almost think like all these guys, they try to have a personality. Like it's like one of the big things you hear, where it's like if you don't have like that type of personality, you're not gonna make it to the like these big fights. But that's where I kind of disagree, because like I don't think personality should, not having like that big Conor McGregor personality should take away from your skill, because then we have guys like Bilal Muhammad at the gym, like. You see him working his fucking ass off every single day.
Yeah.
And he's in there. He lives that life. And then they're like questioning if they should give him a title fight. Like, how are you going to do that? If anybody in any weight class deserves a title fight, it's Bilal Muhammad.
Yeah.
And he's a fucking cool dude.
Very cool dude. Very, very, very nice dude. You know what I mean? Very nice dude. Yeah, I don't know. And I think it's funny, like you said, we almost see him almost every day. It's like when I on social media, I see people talking shit about it. I'm literally like,
How are there so many haters?
I'm like, if you guys met him, you wouldn't even like be saying this shit that you. But I'm like, at the same time, when I read comments and stuff, I'm literally like, why are people even saying any of this stuff? I'm like, people must be like bored. Like, how do you like in your right mind, just like sitting at the crib, just like you decide by yourself that you're just like, no, Bilal does not deserve a title. So he like me. I couldn't tell you. Like, I feel like me sitting right here, I wouldn't be able to tell you like who deserves one, who doesn't. Like, who the fuck am I to tell you who deserves the fucking title shot? Like, that's why I see people saying stuff like that, and I'm like, how are you like saying he doesn't deserve one? Like, okay, explain to me why he doesn't deserve one. Like, what has he done to not deserve one? Dude, he hasn't lost.
They say he's a boring fighter, but if you are in love with MMA and you see his style, you don't call him boring, you call him technical.
He's technical. He's savvy. He's,
very savvy.
To me,
follows his game plan almost precisely.
Yeah, and I love the wrestling about him. He's very good at wrestling. I think watching like UFC fights and like seeing like the wrestling like as a fan kind of watching it, some of it doesn't really look like wrestling, but when Bilal's out there, it looks like actual wrestling. When he's defending a takedown or when he's shooting a takedown, it looks like technical, like wrestling,
like real, like gritty wrestling.
Yeah,
that's how. And then it's like when he knows he's going against like a Damian Maia fight, for example.
Right.
He knew he didn't have to wrestle.
Yeah, exactly.
He just had to defend the takedowns. So it's like he follows his game plan almost better than any fighter in the UFC. Because like what we were talking about earlier, some people want to stand and bang.
Mm-hmm.
But Bilal's there to win. I think they don't want to give him the title shot because once he gets it, he's not letting it go. You know what I'm saying?
He's not gonna let it go. And I think that's a really tough way to fight too. And that's kind of how I would be in like big wrestling matches in college. I'd have a game plan. I watch film on guys and I know their best positions, their best moves, what they do close to the edge, what they like to do in the middle. And like I said, I just try to, shut that shit down. Like I try to stop all of it. And to me, like those big matches, me winning by 1 point, I was okay with it. It could be boring to people in the stands, like, oh, he didn't do anything. But to me, I did so much. I stopped his best work. He's really good on the edge. He didn't do anything to me on the edge. He's really fast in the open in the middle of the mat. He didn't do anything to me in the opening of the mat. You know what I mean? So to them maybe like, oh, I wasn't like scoring a bunch of points or something. It looks boring, blah, blah, but I was doing something the whole time.
Yeah.
It's what some people don't get about, MMA. They don't get that there's something going on the entire time. People are
literally,
you know what I mean? It's something, even when they're on the ground doing jiu-jitsu, there's something going on the entire time. And that's what I think some fans don't get.
Nope.
Like I say, even people on the ground, like people will start booing, but they don't realize those dudes are still fighting. They're literally still fighting right there.
That's where the mental game comes in most of the time too, where it's like on the ground, you make one mistake, somebody has your back for the next 3 minutes of the fucking fight. So
and it's pissing you off. You don't want someone to have your back. Like
no, yeah.
Even when I'm at practice, someone gets my back. I'm like, man, this motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean? 'Cause like, I just want to get up because I'm like, I don't want someone on my. Like, you can't even see him, bro. You're literally just like, you're like, bro, where is this motherfucker at, bro? He's just on your back, and it's like, it pisses you off. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, get the fuck off me.
It's annoying,
Mm-hmm.
but like, okay, let's put it in perspective too. Like, tell me how pissed off you would be. Let's say you worked on your camp, you're about to have a huge fight, you work the fuck out of your jiu-jitsu, like. And you're third round in the fight, last round, and you get somebody's back in the first minute, and you're just controlling, and 2 minutes and 30 seconds later, because of all the booing, the ref pulls you and puts you back up, even though you have the guy's back, and you worked so hard to get there. Because that's definitely happened before, Like, how bad would that piss you off?
That would piss me off. Because you're like you said, you're just one mistake or just 1 second away from the finish. You know what I mean? Just one simple mistake, and they're just gonna bring you back up, and that's all your hard work. Taking someone down it's hard work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially when you're pros. You're both masters of what you do. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you take another master down, and what he does, you should be able to keep him down there. No problem. It's not like I said. It's not like wrestling where it's a stalemate or a stalling call. There's none of that in MMA. So I think you should be able to keep him right there.
Exactly, and I went to a Bellator fight like 2 years ago, and the guys were able to. I forgot who was fighting, but they took the guy down, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like everybody in the crowd was like, stand him up, stand him up. They were booing. They were saying like Jason Herzog was the was reffing, and they're like, "Come on, little baby Jason, like put him back up." They're like roasting the fuck out of the ref. It's like, holy shit! Like nobody knows MMA who's here watching it.
And those people, they show up, they just want to see someone get knocked the fuck out. That's all they want to see. Everything else is almost stupid to them. They just, unless you're like
go watch bare knuckle boxing.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Just go watch that. And I guess, but like some people, they give the benefit of the doubt. Like they say they don't like grappling people on the ground. But when Oliveira, submits someone, everyone's like, that was fucking awesome. So if you do it and you do it all the time, I think people appreciate it. But if it's like, that's not what you usually do, you're out there just laying around, they're like, come on, man, someone knocks someone. People just love seeing someone get knocked out. And I mean, I'm the same way though. Like when I see someone, I'm just like, man, he just knocked that motherfucker out. You know, to me, so I'm like, I love it too. Yeah, I love it too. But I also love a fight like that O'Malley and Cheeto fight where, cause I love Cheeto. Like I say, I always tell people like he's one of my favorite fighters because I like to say no one's ever done anything to him. Never been knocked down, never been submitted. So I'm like, no one's ever really done anything to him.
He's a dog.
The dog. So you're getting a full fight with him.
Oh yeah.
It's like to me, like, he got beat up pretty bad. Like O'Malley was, feigning and just getting angles and just touching him up. I still love to watch that fight. I'm like, Cheeto's a fucking tough ass dude because it was few points where he could after even after that knee he could have fell down and I wouldn't have said nothing bad about him. You know what I mean? That was his fucking neck went oof. You know what I mean?
And you heard that shit.
Yeah.
Like through it went left the octagon, left the apex, and went into my living room. Like that was the loudest knee I've heard in a long time, maybe in the history of me watching UFC. But it's like that fight. I'm not gonna say it disappointed me. But he waited too long to turn it on.
Yep.
Because he knows how to turn it on. Like you said, we've seen it. He knows he's a dog in there.
Exactly.
And he waited till the fifth round, like at the end of at the end, he was like not reacting to the feints as much. And that's another thing I love about VFS. Right. Because like Ignacio or Coach will go over what happened in the fights before.
Exactly. And
we'll drill what other people have made mistakes on.
And I love that too. Because it's like, that's kind of where, like I said, in college, I got a lot better at wrestling where I was learning what to do in positions, learning what to do on the edge, learning what to do. Here, person does this, person does that. It's like you say, like when they're going over like, oh, this is what Cheeto did wrong or this is what this person did wrong. I'm like, watch it. And I'm like, even like a couple weeks ago, going over what Volkanovski did wrong when he's on the cage there and, he shouldn't have did this, shouldn't have did that. And I'm like, because I'll just watch it and I'll go, damn, that motherfucker got knocked out. I wasn't thinking like, I wasn't watching thinking like, oh, no, he should have did this. Oh, no, he should have, I wasn't thinking that.
Yeah.
But now I can go back after learning at practice, like what he should have done and watching the film, like, and I go over, I'm like, damn, he should have, did this or did that. You know what I mean? And it's
almost like
a game of inches.
Yeah, it's like keeping up, especially like, I know Coach one time compared the two. It's like them showing us what's going on in the sport and breaking it down is like how like there's new trends in like hip hop and like rap. Yeah. Like you have to be current with the game to know what's good,
Exactly. Or you'll be lost. You won't know what's going on.
You'll be lost. You'll still be like, okay, I can't get this out of my head, so I'm just gonna go back to the Justin Gaethje and like doing things that people are supposed to. Imagine if Gaethje just started being like a full-on jiu-jitsu guy. Like he was like, I'm done knocking people out. Like I just want to do jiu-jitsu. Like that, you're right. That would suck.
That would suck. I honestly, and it's funny because he probably 100% of the guys he fights, he could take down. So it's like if he went out there and started just taking dudes down and like going, trying to submit them.
He wrestled, right?
Yeah. He's a Division I All-American. He's really good. Yeah. So like that's why I love the way he fights because I'm like, even when someone like tries to wrestle him, he won't like try to like win the takedown. He'll just try to like get out of the situation. And I'm like, dude, I fucking love this dude. He's like, I'm not trying to fucking wrestle you at all. And I even go back to, I've seen all of his fights. I've even watched some of his PFL fights and same way. He's just going out there to just fight you. Like he's like, bro, I'm not here to wrestle you. And I just love that.
Do you see when he fought the guy with one arm?
Yeah, I did. To me that was crazy. But I guess that dude's good. He's like really good. So it's like, to me, I'm like, what's this dude doing fighting Justin Gaethje? He's like what I'm thinking, you know what I mean? But like,
maybe we'll pull that up.
Yeah,
right now.
I watched that dude fight some other people, and I'm like, well, if he beat those other, you can't deny him that he deserves that fight. So
for sure, dude.
Was this like a professional?
Bellator?
Yeah, professional, yeah. That dude, he's got one arm. He'll hit you with his nub too.
Yo, dude, he's good with that nub.
And that's how I'm watching, and I'm like, man, how's he hit that motherfucker with that nub? I'm like, how'd he get there? You know, like, how does he know that's gonna land? You know what I mean? I'm like, he's throwing it like he knows it's gonna land, and it lands, and I'm like, that's
he's
crazy
playing
to
a
me.
whole different game.
Yeah.
Imagine like
Nick Newell, that's his name.
mentality.
Nick Newell. Here, I gotta make sure the audio's off. I know this is not copyrighted too. Somebody's random channel. Actually, the audio's probably.
That was a serious stare down. This is scheduled.
Like, to me, that's crazy. He's out there fighting people with one arm. That's crazy.
Oh, it's nuts. Now there's your highlights. Hold on. And transfer. Cool.
Many think it won't go that far. Newell has only gone past round 1. Ready, Gacy talks about how he likes to come all out and finish it. They touch out of respect. Now the championship's on. The champ in the white trunks, Gacy.
He's like, look at this. He's even clinching. He's like fucking skilled fighter. He's playing a whole different game too. And then you have to wonder, like, back to going to willpower, you have to wonder, like, if Justin Gaethje's will changed fighting somebody who is a little bit more impaired. Like, what would you... I mean, I don't know if I would lessen my will because he's in there fighting at the same level I am, so he had to be good to get there, you know?
Like you said, though, like, he's the one that wants to get in there.
He's the one, you know, and what's funny is in high school, I had to wrestle a kid. This is a varsity wrestling match. Kid, he had 2 nubs. He had nothing to his, no forearms, no hands, 2 nubs, and he had 1 leg. And I'm looking at my coach. I go, do I seriously have to wrestle that guy? He's like, yeah, he's like, he wrestles. And I'm like, no, he doesn't, coach. He's like, yeah, he does. Like, he's like, that guy's not bad. And he told me his record. He had a pretty good record. And I'm like, who did this kid beat? I'm like, who? You know what I mean? And then I went out there to wrestle him, and I'm like, I don't want to do anything at first. I'm kind of just looking at him a little bit, and he starts basically swinging at me with his nubs, and they hit me in the face, and I'm like, they hurt, and I was like, bro, this dude just pissed me off. So I literally like picked him up, slammed him, and pinned him, and I was like, oh, you're so bogus, blah blah. I'm like, no, the fuck, I'm not. I was like, literally, I went out there to be nice, and then like he attacked me. I was like, he's not. I'm like, honestly, he's not bad. I'm like, that's probably how he beat people. He probably went boom, 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 and it shocked him, and he took him down, or something, you know what I mean? I'm like, he's honestly not bad. I'm like, he just pissed me off. So
yeah, honestly, and it's like being impaired and competing, you almost would feel bad if somebody were to take it easy on you.
Right? Exactly.
So you gotta push the pace because you don't want them to feel like less of a man because they're fucking this guy for competing on one of the bigger stages in the world and Bellator, being like impaired with like his arm missing. He literally is a fucking man, a manly man for going out there and still pursuing his dream, even though he didn't have he only had 1 arm.
Exactly. He's a savage to me.
Absolute savage. But I think we're done with that one. Just we had to show the people.
Right. What we're talking about, yeah.
All right.
I think the food might be here.
Oh, wait, I'll go get it because I also have to pee again. Unless if you bathroom break, you got to go to the bathroom?
I'm good.
I'm okay right now, yeah.
You just charge my phone.
All right, I'll put your phone on the charger, but here's another Twitch exclusive for those watching on Twitch. The exclusives only really happen when we're either getting the food or have to go on a bathroom break. So, quick Twitch exclusive. We're back with the recording, and we got some food. So it's time.
Burrito time.
Burrito time. While we eat, this is going to be the exclusive part of the podcast. We're going to be watching some highlights.
Napkins.
Nice. All right, let's see.
Not in college.
I'm just realizing that music's probably copyrighted.
True. The music sucked, by the way, too. It's the only song I can put on there. That's not my song of choice.
It's like, damn, you got a pretty classical style. What was going on here? Were you breaking grips?
Yeah, so we were in a tough scramble. I actually popped my knee in this scramble. So like when I popped my knee, I was like, I gotta score this, or I popped my knee for nothing. You know what I mean? So I was like, I gotta score. We're in the weirdest position. I'm like, I have to score. Yeah, that was an unsportsmanlike calling me. If you hit me, I'm gonna hit you right back.
What'd you do to lock in? You just hear music, or you like just kind of leave me alone?
I blast my music in my ears, and I'd stare at my opponent. I'd just stare him down, see if he'll stare at me. A lot of them wouldn't even look. Some will look, some would look, some would not.
You ever have a guy who just stared at you right back?
I did. I had a guy who was staring at me, and I couldn't find him. So I'm walking around. It was at Nationals. National champion Keith Server. I'm wrestling him, and I can't find him. I'm like, where the fuck is this dude at? Where is he at? And the guy from another team comes to me. He was in our weight class as well. He's like, yo, P, you know that dude's staring at you, right? And I'm like, who? Where? Turns me around, and there he is, Keith Server. He's standing there staring at me. He had long hair. He's running his hands through his hair, just staring at me. And I look at him, and I go, yeah? And I just stare at his ass, and we stared at each other until it was time for us to go out on the mat. And I was like, I like that. I like that guy. It was cool wrestling him, too, because when I was in 8th grade, I went to watch the high school state tournament, and he won. He was a senior in high school. He won his state title. So, like, I was a kid watching him, and then I got to, like, wrestle my freshman year. He was super old, so I'm like, but it was cool, like, to, get to wrestle him. But I'm like, to me, it was crazy. I'm like, damn, I'm about to wrestle Keith Server. Like, I was just a fan of his when I was a kid, so it's pretty cool.
That's awesome how that can work even in wrestling. Like
Right.
you see somebody when you're younger, and then you all of a sudden have an opportunity to actually wrestle against them. Mm-hmm. And you can tell the dude's experience too, because like he was giving you the stare, and you couldn't even find him. Like
I couldn't find him. I'm like, where's this dude at?
I gotta stare this guy down. Where the fuck is he?
When I turn around and saw him, I go, this motherfucker been staring at me the whole time. You know what I mean? Like,
That's actually really funny to like think about, like him running his hands through his hair. That's fucking hilarious.
As soon as I turned around, I was like, I'll never forget this moment. Like, that's what I was thinking. Like, how you gonna be doing that, bro? Like, how you just gonna just wave your hands through your hair and stare at me? I was like, I looked at him like, I can't believe this fucking dude. Like, this fucking dude, bro. Like, why are you looking at me like that?
It was a good match though.
It was a really good match. I got cheated actually, and it's funny they changed the rules. Because, like, the old head coach of my college wrote a letter about it. So they just came up with the video review. It's the first year they did video review in college wrestling. He was beating me the entire time, and I started storming back on him to the point to where I get this takedown, and then we go out of bounds, and now I'm up by 1 point, and there's only 10 seconds left. And in my head, I'm like, damn, I'm about to beat the national champ, Keith Server, guy that I was a fan of as a kid. Their coaches don't say anything. They don't challenge the call. They're like, shit, that was 2. Our guy's losing. He's got to do something. Referee says, my time. Gonna take a look at it. My coach is like, take a look at what? Look at what? For what? He's like, no one challenged it. He even asked the coach, you guys challenge it? Your coach said no. He's like, my time, I'll take a look at it. They took a look at it for like 10 minutes, dude. Comes back, goes no takedown. So now I'm down by 1. 10 seconds left. He's got a break. The dude was just crawling back to the middle of the mat. He's dead tired. I had him broke. Comes up to shoots. Just holds onto my leg for the last 10 seconds. End up losing the match. my coach was not my coach. He was the head coach before I got there. He's like a Hall of Fame coach. He wrote a letter to the NCAA about the review calls, saying if neither coach challenged the call, the referee shouldn't be able to just challenge it, right? Or it should be able to be overridden by the winning person. So what my coach was saying was, if they wanted to challenge the call, the referee, my coach was asking to just wave off the takedown. He's like, say no takedown, let's just wrestle. The ref's like, I can't do that. He's like, why not? He's like, so what are we reviewing? He's like, I'm reviewing a takedown. And coach says, so if we got the takedown, because Keith Serber, he was crawling back to the middle of the mat. He was done wrestling. Like, he was dead tired.
His will didn't stand.
He was done. He was broke. I even looked at him. I started going like this because I was like, you're broke. You know what I mean? And my coach was like, just no takedown. And I'm standing in the middle of the mat. I'm like, let's just wrestle. I'm like, I'll get him again. And they reviewed that call for so long. So after the coach, he wrote that letter, and they changed the rule where if the ruling is in your favor and that's what the referees are challenging, you can overturn it and just keep wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it makes total sense. Like, if you're going to challenge that I scored and like I said, forget it, I didn't score, let's just wrestle, that should be okay. All right? Because I don't have the advantage then. You're taking my points away. Let's just wrestle. Instead of you going to watch the video for 10 minutes and then saying I didn't score, and that's just crazy.
So it's fair to say that Pernevlon Sheppard changed the rules of wrestling.
Yeah.
A single match.
Mm-hmm. Single match, yeah.
Legendary.
Mm-hmm. I'll never forget that.
Do you know who RDO_E might be? Because they are wondering who the cutie in the middle is. And I quote.
Someone said that?
Yeah. RDO_E.
I appreciate that, RDO_E.
You don't know him?
No.
I wonder who that is.
Who's the cutie in the middle?
That's good. That is real good. And now we're going to watch your other highlights, which for people on the stream, you can watch these on the video. Hate to send you and make you wait till 7 p.m. tonight or whenever this gets released, but I can't screen them up here.
Somebody said not cuter than Jose.
That was Chandler.
I saw that. That's like funny as fuck.
That is so good.
I love it.
Not cute. What do you guys say to that, Jose?
I appreciate that, Chandler. Day one.
Let's check these out. Oh, that is a stocky dude.
Swole money.
Boom.
Funny, I throw a lot of people like that, and I always get asked if I ever did judo. I always tell people, no, I've never done judo. I don't even know where they do judo at. No one's ever invited me to a judo practice. So I'm like, I've never done judo, no.
I think you'd be awesome at judo.
I think so too. Like I watch some videos on YouTube, and I'm like watching. I'm like, they're not doing that shit to me.
You're like, that's just wrestling.
Yeah, it's literally just wrestling to me. Like that's literally what it looks like. That's what I'm watching. And I'm like, they're not hitting that on me.
The difference that makes probably the biggest difference is the gi that they wear.
Yep, the gi. I like the gi. I can just grab a motherfucker, like twist up his gi and just throw. I'm like, to me, that's so cool.
A gi is like a game changer.
Like, how you just walk above someone, just grab their uniform and just twist it up and throw them. I love that.
Yeah, they just. Oh my gosh. All right, let's see this one. This one was on your highlight reel too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's Big Tate Murdy.
You remember all these guys just from their build. I know the names right there too, but just from like their builds and the setting, you're like, fuck, that's that guy.
That's that guy. I see him and know him. You know what I mean? It's just how they see me and know me. You know, you see him, you're like, there he is. Because you'll see the name, right?
Yeah.
And that's the guy they said that's supposed to be better than me, right? And I'm like, nope, I'm pinning Tate Murdy. And then you get to the tournament, like you think about this person, you're like obsessed with him. I'll be watching film on him. And then you get to the tournament and you're like, there he is. You know what I mean? Like you see him, you're like, there goes that motherfucker. I've been watching you for like 3 weeks, bro. You know what I mean? It's like, there you go. You're right here in front of me.
And that's like, it must feel different knowing that you don't know this time who you're fighting.
Right. And I kind I kind of like it. Like, 'cause people ask me, "He fighting? He fighting? He fighting?" You don't know. And I'm like, I can know. I was like, but I'm at the point where I don't care. I'm like, I said, because before I was stressing out about it so much. Like, wonder if I'm fighting. And I'm like, dude, you got to go out there and fucking fight. You got to go out there, throw your hands. You got to feint. You got to move. You got to be ready. Where's your defense at? Where's your offense at? Like, I'm like, I got to be ready because I'm like, that's more important to me because when it comes down to wrestling, I always tell people, like, why are you watching so much film? Like, what do you think? What do you think? And I'm like, I want to know what this guy does. I want to get to know him a little bit.
Because you have the option.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but it's to the point where I don't really care what he's doing. I want to go out there and execute what I'm doing. Right? Like, I got to get throws and double leg. I want to be able to go hit that. I'm not worried about like, oh, what's he going to do if I do this? No, I got to still be able to hit it. I don't want to like watch a guy fight and he's out there just shutting down a dude's jab and I go out there and now I don't want to throw my jab. Right? You know what I mean?
Dude, yeah.
So it's like,
it's a nice balance.
Exactly.
Yeah. Something my old jiu-jitsu coach used to tell me, he was like, go out there and don't stress about what they're going to do to you. Worry about what you're going to do to them.
Exactly.
And that he used to preach that.
That's huge. That's huge. It really is. It really
you don't want that mental block to be there.
It'll stop you.
Yep.
Like even like I would go out on the mat sometimes and I would hear coaches say to their wrestler, watch the throw, watch the double leg, stay low. And I'm like, you're scaring the shit out of your wrestler. Like, why are you scaring him? Like, I'm like, you're literally scaring him. Like, just let him wrestle.
Just let him do his game.
Exactly.
Got another highlight here.
I listened to the little what I said to him in his ear.
You whispered in this guy's ear?
Yeah, because he wouldn't fucking let me go there out of bounds.
Oh, you let him know right there.
Yep. That's why I whispered to him, I don't care about this wrestling shit. I'll fuck you up.
Oh, that's the fight?
Yeah.
Oh.
And this is where he calls injury timeout. He ain't supposed to do that. He's not hurt. He was scared.
His ego's hurt.
Ego's hurt. Ego's hurt. His ego was hurt because I think he thought he was tougher than me. Because this is my freshman year. And he's a returning national qualifier. So for me, this is a big match. Like, this is how I got my name, this match right here.
Yeah.
And I had to be tough in this moment because I could have let him bitch me right there and that would have gave him a little edge. But I'm like, don't let this guy have the edge. Like, he's trying to just show me that he's older and tougher. And I'm like, I'm just not scared of you, to be completely honest. Like, you're not scaring me. Like, not at all. Like, I'm not scared of you.
That wrestling mentality is just something to be admired. It really is. It's crazy. Like, I don't know if Jose told you, but he was undefeated.
That's what he told me.
I told him
that's an amazing career because not many people have went undefeated in wrestling right there. So 1-0, man, look.
See, it's not as impressive because he was in high school, but I'm actually undefeated too.
Really?
I was a 7-0 in middle school, baby.
Hey, that's impressive work. Come out on top, man. Come out on top.
I wasn't even in varsity, so I was 7-0 against my own team. I was just fucking fighting people from my own school. It was pretty bad. It was bad, but
Hey, I seen a dude, this guy I follow, he posts his jiu-jitsu record every day. And it makes me like laugh, like almost like crying too, because at this point it's fucking hilarious. He like he counts like practice, like hey, but like 5-0 today at practice, like 10-0 today at practice. I'm 10-0 now. He's like, man, look, I'm 12-0, and I'm literally like, bro, you at practice, bro? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, people actually go to tournaments and like compete.
Yeah.
I'm like, you ain't 12-0, dog. You at practice, bro.
like, who is he showing this to?
That's what I'm saying. I'm literally like, because I watch his story every day. I wonder how many people view his story. Because I'm like, I can't be the only one enjoying this shit, bro. Because I'm like, how are you 12-0? I'm like, which tournament did you go? You didn't go to not one tournament.
At
You're 12-0.
practice.
Yeah,
That's
I'm like,
fucking hilarious.
I want to message him one day. Like, bro, you fucking 12-0 at practice, bro. What the fuck is that? Like,
That's funny as hell, though. That's like a good way of getting people to come back, though, because like you might like randomly going throughout your day, and you're like, I wonder what his record is right now at practice, like.
Like, imagine someone taps you at practice, and like as you're getting up, they just grab you again and whisper in your ear, "I'm 1-0."
Yeah.
They'd be like, bro, let me go, bro.
Dude, imagine the first time this guy loses at practice, though. He's gonna be fucking devastated.
I think that's the day I'll slide up on his story and message him and tell him, like, man, I'm so sorry for the loss, bro.
Yeah.
Like, hey, get back to it, bro. You know what I mean? Like, right back at it tomorrow, bro. Let me know
Don't
how
let
it
this
goes.
bring you down. Keep going forward, and that's the only way. But speaking about practice, you're gonna be there tonight?
Yeah, I'll be there tonight. Actually, wait, nope, I won't be there tonight. Tomorrow morning and tomorrow night. We spar tomorrow, right?
In the morning, they're
Morning.
sparring.
Okay.
I will say, I don't know if I'm going either, but tonight, because I want to edit this video by tonight.
Yeah.
Editing takes a long fucking
I
time.
bet it does.
It
I'm
does.
excited. I'm excited to rewatch it, see how we look. I guess I'm looking cute though. If that person said I'm looking cute, so I appreciate that.
RD_O.
Yeah.
Like, and Jose got it. Where's my compliment? What the fuck's going on here? That's fucked up.
Someone's got to show you some love.
But yeah, this is like for people who are watching the video later tonight. It's probably gonna come around 7 p.m., maybe 8 p.m. the latest. Just know that you can hop on the live stream while these are being recorded. Again, Fighters in My Basement every Tuesday and Thursday around 2 p.m. Central. And then you got the video coming out later that night. And for our other podcast, which is me and Jose kicking it, if you ever want to hop on there too, that'd be sick.
Yeah, I'll hop on.
We literally just kick it and watch highlights and go over like next week's UFC events, basically.
I like that.
And that's every Saturday and Monday. So if you guys are interested in that too, go check that out.
And I can do that from just right from the link, right, that you sent me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just from the link, the Twitch link. We're going to be live on Twitch every podcast while we're recording. And I wonder if RDO_, is that O or E? Oh, I wonder if that's somebody you know that clicked on your link.
I have no idea who that could be. Hey, because I've never, like, I've seen people post Twitch. I've never been on there myself personally. Like you said, I'm always training and shit. Like even after this, I'm gonna go get a hard run in.
Oh yeah.
Then I'm excited to watch the video after that. But no, I have no idea who RDO_O is. No.
Shit, you might get a little Twitch girlfriend. Then are you in a relationship?
Nope.
All right. I don't mean to put your personal life out there, but
No, I
I'm
mean,
just curious.
I keep it secretive anyways, because I am in one, but no, I'm not. So it's like,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So like,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
yep.
I mean, I'm trying to find somebody for Jose over there.
Gotta find you one. I tell you what helps me is because I was a person who always had one. So like even in high school, I had a high school sweetheart. We dated 3 years.
Oh wow.
And then in college, I basically had a college sweetheart. We dated for 3 years. And then I guess right now, like I said, since October, I haven't been looking, right? I just been, training and grinding and someone just popped up on me. You know what I mean? So when you're not looking and you're just focusing on yourself and bettering yourself, like getting better every day, someone will notice it and someone will find it. Cause me, I'm not like, I don't go around looking. Like I don't have like the dating apps trying to see like, ooh, like, oh, I don't got time for that shit.
You're not in like the corner of Victoria's Secret waiting for the next.
No,
girl to
yeah,
walk
it's
in.
like I ain't got time for that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'll like who likes me. You know what I mean? I don't.
You don't go out looking. I mean,
No.
That's great advice for anybody at home who's trying to get a girlfriend. I mean, Coach P. Weezy.
Don't chase
Relationship
them.
advice.
Don't chase them. Don't chase them. Don't chase them. Chase your dreams. They'll come. They'll come.
Damn, that's
There's
a good
bunch.
one. That should go on a plaque. Don't chase women, chase dreams.
Right? Chase your dreams. The moment will come. They'll be there. They'll be right there. Right? You know what I mean? Whatever you like to do. There'll be a woman there. You'll find one.
And just like one of the, because I know you're a busy man. You got your whole day ahead of you. You want to go on a run. Just a couple closing questions for this podcast. So what do you think this was going to be like when you first went on? I mean, Jose and I were nervous as hell, for sure. So it was like...
So even on my drive here, I was nervous.
Is it a long drive?
About 40 minutes. Not bad.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, no problem. And I was nervous. I'm like, I've never been on the podcast, especially like, I don't know, but I've done interviews. Like when I was in college, I always had to do interviews.
Yeah.
And I wasn't like nervous. Like I was like ready to go, like ready to answer the question and stuff like that. But like I still, like you said, right before a wrestling match, right before a fight, those butterflies. But that's why he was saying like he's nervous and you're nervous. I'm like, once we get going, we'll be okay. And that's how I am with like sports.
Yeah.
Even high school football, people ask me, "Are you nervous? Are you nervous?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!" But as soon as the first whistle blows, I'm like, "We out,
yeah.
we out here, bro." Like, you know what I mean? Even like when I'm wrestling, like whistle blows, I'll be nervous for a big match. As soon as we're wrestling, I feel that guy. I'm like, man, we just out here, bro. We just wrestling, like, and that's kind of same feeling I want fighting. Like, as soon as ref says, "You guys ready? You ready?" And I say, "Yeah." Like, he says, "Let's fight." Bro, we fighting, bro. Like, and I don't want to be out there like, oh no, this is scary. Hell no, like let's fight, bro. You know what I mean? Like, and
He's better throw a jab. With the
you know what I mean? That's today we're doing a podcast. Like, bro, let's fucking do the podcast, bro.
Oh yeah,
And like that's kind of like the mentality I always have, like, because you enjoy things when you're like, let's fucking do it. Now when you're kind of just real timid and like nervous, like, no, let's do it.
oh yeah.
So awesome. We appreciate you for coming on.
Appreciate you guys for having me. This is awesome, man. I really appreciate it. This is awesome.
And like again, in the future, if you want to hop on our other podcast, or if you want to hop on this one as well after your fight, and you can
Part 2.
part
Yeah,
2.
I love to.
Talk
I love
the
to,
results.
Man. I love to.
Oh, maybe right after the fight.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do
That'd
it.
be awesome.
Dude,
I'm
that would be
excited.
cool.
I'm
That would be
excited,
fucking
yeah.
sick.
Get some highlights up again,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Hopefully make some more highlights, right? That's
Fuck.
what I'm hoping for, right?
Are you so? What's your walkout song gonna be?
My walkout song.
Have you thought about this on yet?
I have not, but my favorite rapper is my cousin. His name's Boss Chavo. So
Ooh, shut him out. What's this?
Should we give him a listen real quick?
we can, yeah.
Is he on YouTube?
He is on YouTube. I was actually one of his music videos, so
Oh, shit.
I mean, we shouldn't get copyrighted because you're sitting right here.
yeah, he'd be solid. We'd be solid.
How do you spell that?
Boss, BOSS, space, Chavo, CHAVO.
Is he like a new rapper? Or is he's been in it for a while?
Go to Flood It. I'm in that video right there. Yeah, he's been rapping since. Honestly, he went viral too because we were on Zach TV1, like a big like drill rapper, like interview like YouTuber
shit,
dude.
yeah.
Yeah, so like he's pretty big.
He's your actual cousin.
Yeah, it's my blood cousin. Yep. His mom's my auntie. There I go.
I didn't get back on my hustle. I had to tell all my niggas I got like 50K up in my pocket. Nigga won't smoke.
His production's really great.
My music, I been through some shit. They got my brother locked up for some shit.
I like his flow too and the dog.
I knew he was plotting, so I did it first. Nigga won't smoke and get put in the dirt. Nigga won't smoke and get put on the shirt.
Might come after this. I just got hype.
Walk out with him?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is awesome that you can say your favorite rapper is your cousin.
Yeah, right.
Not a lot of people can say that.
And I'm in the video too, so it's like cool as fuck.
I mean, this is super cool, especially because I don't think people realize how much creativity goes into being an artist.
Exactly. That's why I tell my time. I'm like, you're really good. Cause even when you're younger, like he's started in high school, and I'm like,
Yeah.
cuz you pretty good. I'm like, cuz you good. I'm like, a lot of people just haven't heard you. I'm like, you can fucking rap, bro. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
Eddie can sing as well. I'm like, you're good. I'm like, just keep going. I'm like, literally just keep going. Like, it just takes one song, and you don't know which one. But I'm like, you're really good. I'm like, you're not bad.
Isn't that so interesting about the art industry of any kind? It takes one knockout. It takes one song. It takes one painting. Whatever art you're doing, it could take potentially, if you're lucky, if you're skilled, if you work hard on it, one to just blow you the fuck up. And then it's like, I also saw something somewhere where it was like, for every like 20 bad paintings, you're gonna have like one really good one.
Really-
So you can't be
exactly.
you can't be scared to fail either. Like
Exactly.
failure is a part of life. I don't know. I just thought that was interesting, especially
It is. Failure is a part of life. I tell you,
people are too scared to fail.
a successful man failed many times.
Oh yeah, but no, this guy's fucking good. Chavo, what's his first name?
First name's Julian.
Is he on Spotify as well?
I think so. He's on Apple Music for sure too. Yep.
Everybody go check out Boss Chavo. Shout out. And just one more question we're gonna leave it off on.
Okay.
I mean, I should say one more discussion because we're probably gonna discuss this. Who is your favorite MMA fighter? Who do you? Okay, this is what I want. I want favorite MMA fighter and top inspiration. Somebody you admire. Somebody that has helped you along the way. Somebody that has proven by example. Or led by example, I should say.
So my favorite MMA fighter would have to be, if I was being completely honest, I can't even lie. I think I've watched all of his fights multiple times. I'm gonna have to go with Justin Gaethje.
Sir.
Because he just, like I said, I loved it. Like even the fights that he's lost, like I said earlier against Dustin Poirier, where Dustin rocks him, and like I said, he didn't like, oh, I gotta wrestle him. He looked at him, just told me, he's like, come on, like keep coming at me, and I'm like, he has something about him that like, I want that about me, right? That just this toughness, just
He loves the adversity almost.
man. And I heard him say even before he was in the UFC, it's like, I'm gonna go out there and put on the show. I'm gonna go out there and fight. I'm like, I'm like, I want to go out there and fucking fight, bro. Like, to me, it just means like he said, I don't care about winning or losing. It's like somebody's getting knocked out, and I'm like, hell yeah, like you know what I mean, like that's what everyone wants to see. Everyone wants to see someone get knocked out, and he's like, man, he said, I'm not worried about winning or losing. Someone's getting knocked out, and I'm like, that's to me. I tip my hat to that. That's amazing work right there. That's amazing work, and being just, he's a great wrestler, amazing wrestler. Doesn't even go out there looking to wrestle you. Like, you can't say anything bad about the guy. He's tough. He's tough as nail. I love him as a fighter. He's amazing. I think he's probably my favorite. Yep.
And I mean, shit. Maybe one day, like your New Mexico trip, you'll go out to Colorado and train over at Elevation.
Right?
That'd be sick.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Try to hit him in the face, right?
Yeah. Fuck, dude. Imagine like hitting Justin Gaethje a little too hard, and you're like, maybe then you'd say sorry.
I probably would say sorry.
I mean, anybody. Like he's fucking like.
I'll hit him. Wait. Start bobbing and weaving quick as fuck. Hey, wait a minute, bro. Don't try to knock me out at practice.
But Dan, he's been doing in the MMA game for a long time.
So I think he left college in 2016 and headed out to New Mexico and dove in and had a good amateur career. I think it went 3-1 Ami, and then got into the LFA and ended up being a world champion, and then to the UFC. And following his journey has been amazing. He likes to say that I'm fighting because I saw his journey.
Oh wow, yeah.
I'll give him that one. I give him that one though. I give it to him. Like I say, he's like a big brother to me.
Does he also represent Bad Boys for Life? Or?
Yeah, so it's his company.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
okay.
so it's his brand, and like I said, I appreciate him for bringing me on and supporting me and attaching his name to me and just believing in me. He's just waiting on me to be full time, and he's happy I'm full time, and he believes in me. And like I said, he had me write my goals down, and he decided to see what happens. And he'll help me with anything, and it's amazing. Like I said, it's like a big brother to me.
Yeah, that's fucking sick. And for the person you admire most?
Person I admire most. It's an MMA fighter? Or
no, it could be anybody who's helped you through this journey, anybody who's believed in you, anybody who's pushed you to this point where you want to, where you've grown your will. Somebody who's helped you grow your will.
Grow my will.
Could be somebody you do something for. Could be your own mother, like.
My mom helps me a lot, for sure. But I think you said inspiration earlier.
Yeah.
Like I said, I can give her a shout out earlier to Killer Taboski. She inspires me a lot. I watch her. I know her from college. She does like bodybuilding or something. I don't know what it's called, but like she's really good at it. And she's a savage. Like you see me in the gym in the middle of the night. She's at the gym, every day. She's a sponsored athlete as well. She's in the gym every day and she's grinding and
love that. Yeah.
She has great diet, and it's, I'm looking and I'm like, and we talk to each other. We talk about, I told her I'm her biggest fan. She said she's my biggest fan. She's really cool to me. I can talk to her about anything. I'll talk to her about practice. I'll talk to her about weightlifting. Just anything, and just having her there for me, and it's pretty cool because, like I said, I don't really talk that much. I don't talk to a lot of people. I kind of I'm always like training or doing something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
never get to like sit down. Like this is even awesome for me, like to sit down and like talk like this. You know what I mean? So I don't do this. Like this is probably the most I've talked all week. You know what I mean?
That's fucking awesome.
So it's awesome. You know what I mean? And I was telling her how I was coming here and how I was nervous to come here and speak. She's like, don't be nervous. Go in there and have fun. Speak the truth. Just talk and enjoy it. You know what I mean? So I think she inspires me because, like I said, she was in the weight room before I got back in the weight room and just watching and seeing how committed someone could be. You know what I mean? Just watching and seeing that, and I'm like, I can do that. I can be that committed. Like put that time into myself and just see what happens. So and I told her she inspires me.
You guys are from what you're saying, you guys are very similar too. So that could help. You kind of see yourself in her. So
yeah, I do.
That is very awesome. It's been inspirational even having you on here. for lack of a better word, I envy that you're about to fight. Like, that's the coolest fucking thing ever. Like,
Right.
your first fight, like, it's something that's unforgettable. You're about to live an unforgettable moment in your life. And it's not because this first fight is, like, your life, but it's the start of something great you're trying to accomplish that you're going to. Yeah.
And that's what Dan was telling me. He's telling me, you know, my life's about to change, and I truly believe that too. I think my life's about to change as well. And I just, even today when I woke up, I'm like, man, I'm about to fight somebody. Like, I think about it, I just keep smiling, because, like, even Bilal asked me one day at practice, like, he didn't know. Even Ignacio, he didn't know. They're both like, you can fight somebody. You should fight. You can fight someone soon. And I'm like, yeah, actually, I'm fighting in April. They're like, why didn't you tell us? You know what I mean?
Oh my
And I'm like, I'm like, I don't walk up on people and just tell them about to fight somebody. I was like, I don't know. I was like,
You're like, I have a fight.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm excited myself. I'm like, that's why I'm at practice, bro. Like, that's why I've been training so hard. I'm like, I've been training hard. Like, I'm like, doing what I was doing what I'm doing, and like not planning on fighting. It's crazy. That just walking around just a savage. Like, you just walking around training that much. Like, I'd be scared of that guy. You know what I mean? Like, why is that dude just training? Like, who's he about to beat up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, people see me at the gym and they're like, dude, what are you training for? Like, they're like, wait a minute, what is going on? You know what I mean? And I'm like, because if I saw someone doing that shit, I'd be looking at them too, like, hey man, because sometimes I'll be like on four machines, like Super Sen 4 machines, just constantly moving, like trying to simulate like a fight, because a fight's like all action. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to simulate that, and people are looking at me like, dude, what the hell are you working towards? You know what I mean? So if I saw someone doing that and they were about to fight somebody or compete in something, I'd be like, man, look, hats off to you, man. You're a savage. You know what I mean? Because before I got committed to MMA again, I wasn't in the weight room. I wasn't in there trying to be a bodybuilder or in there just trying to live to stay fit. Me, I competed my whole life since I was 4 years old. So like, that's why I was always active and fit. So after a while, I was kind of like, I ain't gotta be lifting no weights. I ain't about to tussle with nobody. Don't touch me. You know, literally, I'm not competing or anything. I'm not going around just tussling with people. Hell no. I don't want to tussle with you. I'll look at you. I tell them no thank you. You know what I mean? I don't want to tussle with you. But like, when I'm competing and stuff, I dive all the way in and get back into it. Yeah, I turn it back on.
Which is very rare, because a lot of people, they don't have that on or off, or it's at least like glued, because it's hard to turn it back on for a lot of people. So, well, anyways, thank you, man, for coming on. We appreciate you taking the drive. For anybody wanting to watch your fight, look out for you on Instagram. Where can they find you?
At Coach P Weezy. At Coach PW 5E's ZY. Coach P Weezy.
Coach P Weezy. And thank you to the very humble, authentic, and outgoing personality and Coach P Weezy for coming on this podcast. Thank you to the Fighter Fluid family for watching this.
Make sure you get your tickets for the Hammond Indiana fight.
It's going to be Havoc and Hammond. It's going to be Havoc and Hammond.
Come check it out. Might see Dustin Poirier there. Come check it out.
You'll see Dustin Poirier there. You'll see Coach P Weezy's opponent on the ground gasping for air.
No, sir.
But
Sir.
thank you so much, everybody. This was the first Fighters in My Basement podcast. So let's do a quick round of applause. All right, that's enough. And thank y'all for watching.
Thank you, guys.
Catch you on the next one.